Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Virgo in the month of February 2019. Hello, Virgo. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Alright, listen, guys. I'm only a tad bit sick still, so I'm almost over this cold that I've had for, God, almost 2 or 3 weeks. No, it's got to be approaching 3 weeks now. So I'm almost over it. I guess it wasn't the flu. I'm telling you right now, it wasn't the flu. I got sick and then I got better and then I got sick again. That's what happened. Anyway, so I'm almost over it. Yeah, if I have to pause the video for any reason to deal with it, clear my throat, take a drink of water, I do apologize ahead of time. And yeah, that's really your general, announcement. I don't want to be rude and like hack in everybody's ears. I think that's really gross. Anyway. Oh, see? I made myself laugh, and here we go. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so shuffled ahead of time. That's your main spread there. I'm going to shuffle now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once those cards are out and all of them are lying face up, that is when the reading begins. There will be a link in the description box below if you want to jump ahead to when the reading actually starts. I do not blame you. We didn't ask a question, so those are not important to us right now. Alright, there we go. Yeah, also down there you will find the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. It's very simple. You email me, I say, cool, I got your email. You send me $25 via the PayPal link, and once I have that money, you will get the video. It takes about 24 to 72 hours in order to get a personal with me, so if you're interested in that, bada bing, bada boom, right? Yeah. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get your outcome for February 2019. Virgo outcome in February 2019. Ooh, almost. Which is very interesting. Okay, there it is. Oh no, we don't like to see that, but we don't know if it's good or bad. It's always good. It's not really bad. Come here, you. Now, the reason I said, ooh, and I got excited is because your meditation took a long time. Getting these 6 cards out took a long time. And it was just like a little muddy. It was like a little slow to break loose. So that might mean something to some of you. And I was very impressed because your outcome came pretty quick. So that might mean something in the long run. We'll see. Let's go ahead and flip the rest of these and see what you've got going on. There. Check the screen. Everything's in frame. Oh, yeah, it's in. It's in frame. All right. Where's Virgo in February 2019? Please show me Virgo in February 2019. Please show me Virgo in February. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Felt good. I felt like a kick in the throat with that. Not a kick, but like a nudge in my throat. Anyway, Virgo, you come into February 2019 with the Lovers card. So there might be a Gemini in your vicinity, in your midst, who's important to you, but that does not matter. Here we go. For some of you, this is going to talk about a union. This is going to talk about a certain relationship, potentially one that is boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, all the ways, right? But there is sort of this dynamic between you and another person that is of significance right now. And if it is involving you and another person in some type of relationship, romantic or otherwise, marriage or otherwise, I don't care. There's kind of like a, what do I do here? Look at that angel right above this pairing. She's like, I don't know. Beats me, So there's a uncertainty going on if this is central to a relationship. There's just a big, what do we do? What's next? What should I say? What did they say? What did they mean when they said that? A lot of just like, who the hell knows what's going on here is associated with this card right now. If this is not a relationship, if you're flying solo and you don't even have just a rough outline of another person that you would want to be close with right now, or cohabitate with, or share any type of intimacy with, if you're just by yourself, then it sort of remains the same. You might be coming up on decisions or phases or stages in your life where you need to sort of have your head in the game, or have your mind set on one thing versus another, on one particular goal or one type of approach or game plan to tackle a problem, and you're just not there. So whether this is relationship or solo Virgo energy, there's just a, I don't effing know. I really don't know. And it feels pending. It feels like no decision or no clear sight is really around the corner for you, Virgo. I'm not sensing you getting clear as far as what you want in the relationship, or what you're going to do or say in the relationship, or what you want or what you're going to do in your own solo life. I feel you have some general ideas. I feel that you have some suggestions that others may have given to you, and you're considering them, but it's really like nowhere near being solid and nowhere near being done and dusted. Okay, we're going left, we're going right, I'm going this way, I'm going that. It's like, it's still going to be kind of circling the drain, kind of, you're going to be ruminating on it for a while. And that is because in some of your cases, especially for those in a relationship, a substantial long-term relationship, or even a short-term one, I feel many of you, maybe not all, but many of you are very serious about it, like for keepsies, right? The angel is given the, I don't know, but these two people are holding hands and they're being partners with one another. They're trying their best to meet in the middle. They're trying their best to see their way through and be actual partners and support towards each other. So you and your boyfriend, or you and your girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, you want to make this thing work. You know, you're coming from different sides. You can see, not just because they're on different sides of the card, but you see behind the man, you've got these lamps. Again, and I don't know if I said it, but this is the steampunk tarot. So he's got this highly industrialized conglomeration of lights. And the woman is coming from a place where the lights are very embedded in nature. They're not even lights, excuse me. They're just damn flowers on a tree. So two different approaches to something. Is that something that I was saying in your reading last month? It was like a while. It's not even that long ago, but I can't remember. So go back and check January's reading if I was saying stuff like that. So that might be residual for some of you, that this is still going on. Two different approaches. Not really, not that you're not seeing eye to eye. I just think that you and your partner are seeing the world differently right now, or you're standing, you're facing your problems, but you have two different perspectives. Someone, as far as the industrialized partner, you or the other person, take your pick. The one who would be here on this side of the card, excuse me, is more methodical, is more, for lack of a better word, mechanical. Like very tinkery, getting like a tinkering thing. Like good with their hands, very smart, very intellectual. Okay, very book smart. Might have a specialized knowledge in like computers or science, or, you know, like a STEM brain, okay, so science, technology, engineering, and math, like that type of person. And then on the other side, the female character would definitely be more of a right brain type person, a little bit more free thinking, a little bit more creative, a little bit more artistic or empathic or sensitive. And this could be you and your partner. That could be the thing that you love about each other, but also confounds you about each other, is the opposites attract motif, right? You've got somebody who's like really by the book and is very, like I said, logical and sort of crunches numbers all day and likes it. And then you've got somebody who is adverse to numbers, can't stand numbers, can't stand thinking inside of a box, and, you know, just really wants to run around a field with their bare feet, you know. And sometimes in relationships, even if it's not romantic, you're attracted to people that are opposite of you, Virgo. Not you specifically, Virgo, but we as people. And so I think that these divergent perspectives, these very opposite perspectives, is kind of a challenge right now, because some of you are thinking, okay, it was cute, it was novel, it was very cool, you know, you were a very free-thinking guy, you're an artist, oh my god, you had a man bun when we met, oh, I was so in love. And now it's like 4 years later and like you're still wearing that man bun and you're still making me lattes with like little hearts in them, and you're just being a total hipster, and I'm like a mid-level executive at a big corporation, and you ride a bicycle to work. Like, this is not, what are we doing here? Like, some of you are really evaluating your relationship in those terms. We are so different. Are we even compatible? We are coming at this from two different sides. How can we meet in the middle? The angel don't know. I don't know. So there's a discrepancy here. There's some trouble in the water, but the energy that I feel is a commitment. You're committed to the idea of commitment. Some of you, a good portion of you, if I'm honest, you're committed to the idea of commitment. You are so in line with, well, we said we were going to do it, so let's go ahead and do it. And if it's not you, that would be your partner's argument to you. Well, we said we were going to get married, so let's go ahead and get married, damn it. And you're like, but we've been engaged for like 13 years. Like, what's the point? Some of you are like that. What's the point? Like, why would we spend all that money when we could just, you know, go down to City Hall and take care of business? So it could be that. Some of you are having discrepancies over the way in which you're going to solidify a commitment or express a commitment to other people. If this is not a relationship and it's just you, you're thinking of things, you're thinking of your life, you're thinking of your future, you're thinking of even your present. Some of you are evaluating your present moment and thinking, okay, I work this type of job, or I have this type of goal in mind, and how do I get there? And you're realizing, oh, what I'm doing now isn't aligned with where I think I want to be in 10 years. So how do I get to that end point if I'm starting here? You know, it's sort of like, this is like the weirdest analogy, but you could think of it as like back to back, like bumper to bumper traffic. And you've got like 7 lanes and you're in the far left and your exit's coming up. And you're like, I need to get off. I need to get off this highway. And you're like, turn your blinker on, you hit your blinker, and you're just like, I gotta get over there. And you will be finagling and navigating your way to make your exit. That's kind of what's on your mind, Virgo. So you're trying to figure out, how can I surpass, or not surpass, but how can I get out of this traffic jam? How can I get out of this stuck routine, or this go nowhere job, this go nowhere relationship, this go nowhere state of being, or my mindset? I feel totally bogged down. I don't feel as if I give a shit about anything. Like, some of you are just kind of like out on a raft in the middle of the ocean. And maybe I said that to you last month. I think I said that to someone. So that's still here. Now, what's going on all around you? A lot of craziness is what's going on around you. Adversity. So I think for those who are in this relationship dynamic, this relationship storyline, you've got the 10 of Cups right above you. And 10 of Cups is like that huge, like, dream come true union, right? I mean, obviously these two are having a wonderful little sit-me-down date on this park bench, and they're just enjoying each other's company. And I think, if I'm honest, Virgo, for some of you, if not your partners, this is like some dreamy, whimsical, you know, fairy tale something or other. That is really a tall order. It's really a tall order in this modern day and age to have sort of like this whimsical, romantic, you know, standing the test of time, and we've loved each other before we were born, or we loved each other since we ever met. It's like, oh my God, please. Like, you're like, I'm saying that, and some of you are having that reaction. Oh my gosh. Oh, and you're like doing the, you know, you're like making the miming, vomiting or whatever. But it's a real thing to somebody, you or your partner. It's a real thing that they believe is attainable. But the problem is they believe it's obtainable because of, one, we promised, we made a commitment to be committed, one, and two, it's hard to maintain, or it's hard to accomplish this simply, not because of modernity, not because of modern times, but simply because shit changes. People change. Perspectives change, as we see here. Perspectives, you know, in the beginning, Mr. Man Bun making me, you know, lattes on a Saturday morning before we head out to brunch or head out to stroll the farmer's market or whatever the hell, you know, young hipsters do when they're dating in the beginning. That was all cute 2 years ago or 4 years ago or 8 years ago. It was fantastic. Now that we've gotten this far along in the journey, bro, I don't want to spend my Saturdays sitting on a park bench with you. I'm trying to do X, Y, Z. Or girl, I don't want to sit on a park bench with you either. I'm trying to hit the gym. You want me to sit on this park bench and eat donuts with you and feed the birds? This is for the birds, sitting here and doing nothing. This pastoral, pictorial way, this romantic way of viewing this relationship is a turnoff to somebody. They don't want either they don't want the commitment, or they know the reality of it is not so beautiful and picturesque. And they're just like, no, it's not possible. Or it's so ridiculous that you think it's possible. It can go either way. It's a general reading, so pick your side and kind of follow me, okay? If it's not a relationship thing, this is you thinking about your future, looking at that exit. The Ten of Cups exit is coming up in 2 miles. You want to get off, or you want to start making your way over there, but some dick in the lane next to you on the right-hand side won't let you in. So some of you are seeing this thing that you envision for yourself, Virgo. Maybe you are envisioning the perfect romance or the perfect relationship as a single person, or you're imagining your perfect job. You're imagining your perfect home. You're putting in work. It's not just imagination, although a lot of it is imagination, or what's in your mind, what you daydream about, because it's directly above your starting position, and the closest entity to it is that angel with the, I don't know, she's definitely highly connected to it. So this thing is very ephemeral. It's very in the ethers, no matter what situation we're talking about for you, Virgo. And for those where you're in this traffic jam and you can't seem to make your way towards the exit, I think some of you are like part of you, and that's that too. That's that warring side of yourself, or that dual perspective that you're having. Part of you says, it's true, we can do it, we can get there, I believe, I believe, I believe. The other part of you is like, this is really stupid. Why would I cut across 7 lanes of traffic to make this exit when I could just go down further down the line, get off at the next exit, and then double back? It's going to take longer. There might be more traffic. I might, it's just going to be more of a headache, but there is another way to get to this than the way that seems the easiest or the closest or even the most direct. Sometimes you have to reroute to get to where you want. So one part of you, Virgo, is being really, is trying to be rational, is trying to, be rooted in reality and really think, okay, how can I really get there? If I can't get off at the exit when I'm supposed to, what can I do next? So plan B. Part of you is like, okay, let's get a plan B, let's get a plan C. Another part is like, but plan A is going to work. It's got to be plan A. So it's just like this disharmony no matter what your situation is. And it's not, I shouldn't say disharmony. It's not disharmony. It's just divergent. It's just different. Might be a slight conflict, but it's definitely like 2 sides that are not really gelling, or they exist and you're just having a hard time picking either side, okay? Damn right you are. Wow, damn right you are. Which one, please? So, back to the relationship. Five of Wands, you might be having arguments and kind of little kerfuffles with your partner, or kerfuffles with people who know your situation. You might be talking to your best friends and they're telling you, girl, just let him go. He's not gonna cut that man bun. He's just gonna keep serving you lattes every morning. Just forget it. He's not worth it. You know, you could be having those discussions directly with your man, directly with your woman. Like, listen, what are you bringing to this freaking relationship besides, you know, a nice coffee maker? Like, okay, I get it. You have a top of the line espresso machine. What else you got? You know, there's this, and it's usually over nothing when we have the Five of Wands. It's usually disputes over, like, you know, mountain out of molehill kind of energy. Like, you might explode, or the other person might explode, or there just might be a little bit of tension, and it's like over basically silly things that don't have a long-lasting impact, but people want to drag on or hold on to these arguments and really make them to be worse than they are. So, and that's just the way it is. I don't feel that there's any type of suggestion behind that's coming from the energy here. I think that's just what it is. For my estimation, as not your tarot reader, but just as your good friend Jay, I would say, bro or girl, let it go. If you're the one who's having the fight, or if you're kind of being like, really like, no, the toothpaste, you have to put the cap back on the toothpaste. I don't know why you did. Like, just let it go. Just let it go. There are bigger things to give a shit about, okay? But now I'm going to jump back into your tarot reader and tell you that as far as the tarot is concerned, as far as the energy on the board, this is just stating a fact. There is a disagreement. There is a discrepancy. Or not a yeah, sure. There's a kerfuffle that is happening, has happened, or comes up like clockwork almost. Sometimes it's about the same thing, or if it's not about the exact same thing, it is over something that is basically petty, okay? And that's hard for you. It's hard for the other person. It's hard for both of you. You got the Ten of Swords on the opposite side. Now, and notice that this dream, lovey-dovey, cutesy, wootsy connection has difficulty on either side of it. A 5 and a 10. 5s are half of 10, so they're easier to surmount. And 10s, they have sort of like this end of the line energy, but they're still not easy. I mean, look at this card. There's nothing easy about taking 10 swords to the back, okay? So, on either side of this, there's just like this frustration, anger, sadness, hurt. I'm getting like indignant in some cases. Intolerable. Like, some of these arguments, some of these disagreements are just intolerable. And I'm also getting disgusted. Okay, now this is very specific for like a few of you. Some of you are like just disgusted with your partner or disgusted with yourselves. Again, if you're having sort of like this internal thing and there's nobody in your life of significance. And again, a partner does not have to be romantic. It can be business or family or friends. But some of you are just like disgusted, like, oh, like just the sight of the other person is making your skin crawl. Hearing their voice is like hearing nails on a chalkboard. And I don't think it's constant. Let me go ahead and give you a caveat. It's not constant that you're thinking, ugh, you're the worst thing I've ever let into my house. And I let a skunk into my house once, and that was on accident. You know, it's just to say that sometimes, Virgo, I know, because I've known a few of you Virgos, and I catch your guys' looks. I don't catch them. I catch you giving the looks to other people. But there are times where the Virgo is just like too through, too done, too just... like, I feel revulsion is going on for you in some cases. Like, as soon as someone walks into a room, you want to walk out. Is what I'm getting. They call your phone, you silence the phone. They text you, you don't look at that shit for 15 hours. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't want to, no. It's just a no. And it's because of all this disagreement. It's because of all this not being able to get along, or in some cases you're feeling, for those who are like on the flip side and you're the partner who's like, I am not interested in this long-term commitment, or why are we doing it this way? Like, for some of you, whatever, you know what side you're on. It's just the other person or the other side of this is just too much for you. You're burnt out, they're burnt out, somebody's burnt the hell out. And putting on a fight, and this is the thing, the Ten of Swords, it can roll over on its own, but you do have to you do have to work with the energy to release it. Or you just let time pass by and let the wound heal on its own, which is a slower process, and I wouldn't recommend it. So if you are actively, or you would be wanting this to dissipate quicker, the interesting thing about it is, on the other side of that, you're not able to. Because that Five of Wands keeps coming up. Cap on the toothpaste, cap on the toothpaste. Stop making me coffee, cut your damn hair. You know what? I haven't seen your face in 15 years. Please cut your beard. Or in some cases, for women, you know, your guy might be saying stuff to you, you know, I haven't seen your legs unshaven in like 8 months. Do you think you could shave your legs? And you're like, oh, you don't tell me what to do with my body. You know, and it's just like, it's a small thing that, okay, body hair will grow back. And if you're a man, you know, I'm not saying you have to do this. This is just an example. Maybe your guy is just like, look, babe, I'm attracted to you. I still love you, but do you think when we go out to dinner with my parents that you could, you know, do a little ladyscape and do a little upkeep on your legs and stuff? And you're just like, what? You're trying to tell me what to do? And it turns into this whole political argument, and you like put on your feminist cap and you're just like, no man should tell, you know, and you just go off. This is just an example. But what is the argument over? Leg hair? Really? Personal hygiene? Really? And you know, for some people right now, that's a huge issue. Don't tell me what to do with my body. I don't give a damn who you are. I don't give a damn why you want me to do it. I'm not going to do it. And for somebody else, you're just like, it's my dad's birthday. You're wearing a skirt. Could you please? Just please. You know, I support you, but we're going to be there with my family. Just do this for me, babe, please. And there's just a kerfuffle over something that is, in the grand scheme of what, from the universe's perspective, from the tarot's perspective, it's so frivolous, it's so petty. Shave your damn legs. Just to avoid the argument, if you want to. You don't have to, of course. So, you want to be over this hurt, you want to be over this revulsion and this annoyance that you feel towards your partner, towards your friend, towards your brother, towards your sister, whoever this is that you're connected to. But you don't let it go. If you don't let this go, that won't go away either. Okay? I look at the board and then I get my confirmation. So listen, somebody's playing too tough here. This Strength card of Leo. So you might have a Leo in your life who is significant. Your partner might be a Leo, since it's right down here on that line. And I rarely say stuff like that, but because it's right next to this Lover's card, I just am compelled to say it. So some of you are dating a Leo, and Leos can be stubborn. As a Leo, I'm here to tell you, I'm giving you inside information. No, I'm not. Everybody knows it. So somebody's just being like too tough, playing the tough girl, playing the tough guy, and they're kind of not backing down. You know, the Strength card can come to your aid and can get you out of a jam and can give you the fortitude and the balls to really push through difficult situations. But because it's connected to this, I don't know, wishy-washy, what are we doing here energy with the Lovers, and it's also connected to this painful shit that nobody is able to relinquish, is nobody's really able to come to terms with and get over. This means that the Strength card is feeding back into your Ten of Swords. Someone is playing the victim. Or someone is wielding those swords and constantly stabbing someone in the back, constantly sabotaging the situation at hand. Could be you if you're on your solo journey, could be you and your partner is the dead body on the rooftop there, or you could be the victim. It all depends. General reading, put yourself where you need to be. But it's ridiculous, is what I'm feeling. It's ridiculous Because the irony here is the lashing out or the highly defensive or the kerfuffling and the spats. Whoever is the strength card, you or the other person, ironically, this person is hurting. Not ironically. It is pretty obvious. This person is discontented. This person is having a hard time of things in some form or fashion. This person isn't living to their greatest potential. Instead of using the energy of this card for good, they're using it to play victim. They're using it to lie down instead of manning up or womaning up, putting on big boy pants, putting on big girl pants. Instead of doing that, they're standing there in their little toddler britches, throwing a hissy fit, telling you that you've done this to me or blah, blah, blah. It's just like, no, it's getting nowhere. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. No. And it's cyclical, right? You've got that infinity sign. So this could be like in this person's DNA. That's the other thing that they're showing me here. Because this symbol shows up a lot, especially in this deck. The infinity symbol, which is often also attributed or linked to, linked. What am I saying? Oh my, I'm like Lincoln because I saw Abe Lincoln for some reason. And I'm like, you guys want me to say linked, not Lincoln? Anyway, linked to divinity and not otherworldliness, but like godliness and spirit and the idea of the energies of the universe, and they pull us and they you know, we're just on this big river ride and the universe is like, whatever, you know what I'm saying. So, and what did I say? DNA, right? So this victim mentality from someone, or this not playing to their strengths, not living in their potential, not fulfilling their role. Some of you, if this is like your partner isn't being the support that you need, or isn't being the stand-up girl or the stand-up guy that you once fell in love with, they've kind of changed. It's because something within them, again, they're giving me this DNA thing. Something within them does this. Lashes out when they're sad, lashes out when they're hurt, lashes out when they feel they're not getting their way. It's a behavioral or a personality thing that they have about them. It's just who they are. And some of you have been hoodwinked, or you feel hoodwinked. You know, you weren't like this when we first dated. You weren't like this when we first got married. You weren't like this until we had kids. Whatever it is. And the thing about it is, the reason I'm saying this is because on this card, this woman is helping that lion. She's tending to his paw. And look at the agony on the lion's face. Just pure agony. You would think that paw had been chopped off, or it was like caught in a bear trap or something. Granted, the lion is likely hurt. The lion is likely not feeling so great. But would a lion no longer be a lion because of that wounding? No. So there's this step away from, or there's this despairing difference between who someone was and who they are now. And it just is something cyclical in their personality or something about their behavior. And I don't necessarily think that it's a problem. It's just someone has to realize it and someone has to come to terms with it. Either you, either them, both of you, whoever. And it just needs to be faced. But because the lashing out and the roaring and the roar and the flare-ups and the kerfuffles are happening, we can't get to the core of what's going on with that person. Okay? Could be you, could be somebody else. You take your pick. It's a general reading. How many times do I have to say it? Why are you guys making me say it all the time? I don't know why they make me say it all the time. I'm sorry. All right. And then you've got the Five of Cups underneath the Five of Wands. Now, when cards show up in reverse, and I'll show you this card upright so you can become used to it. Now, when they come in the reverse, they sometimes mean the reverse or the opposite, or sort of the opposite of what you would expect in the upright. Yep. I think that there's... Okay. That's cool. I like that. Remember here how I said in the Lovers card, you have two people coming from two different perspectives or two different standpoints, right? So you've got one person, whoever it is, the male or the female on the card. You don't have to be male, or the other person doesn't have to be female. It could be male and male we could be talking about. But one person is in that strength energy, playing the victim, moaning, lashing out, taking it out on other people, you know, just totally not funneling their energy in the right way and not acting on their potential. The other person, this Five of Cups person, is watching someone in their self-loathing, right? You got that bartender there, and she's looking at that guy with his head down on the bar, and she's, whatever bartenders do, I never bartend, so I don't know, but judging or saying, oh, poor guy, poor girl, whatever. But with the reverse, now that energy is still present. Everything I said about watching someone sort of sulk, watching somebody sort of have a woe is me party, or not really pull themselves up out of a despair and sort of make the best of it, okay? That's still here. But what I'm feeling is that is sort of like a protector? Yeah, okay, thank you. Someone's doing that, and it's to the detriment of them. Like, what is you observing and feeling sorry for someone who's feeling sorry for themselves? How is that helping anybody? I'm sorry that you feel sorry for yourself. What sense does that make? I'm sorry that you're having a bad time. I'm sorry that you're unable to process your emotions and come to a healthier way of behaving after suffering a loss or suffering a setback. Like, what does that do? It doesn't do anything. And I feel a good portion of you Virgos are here. This is you. And that just falls in line with your natural archetype, Virgo, is that of a nurse, basically, a nurse, okay? You are a helper. You are someone who naturally wants to support others, naturally wants to uplift others, okay? Clean the wounds, bandage and wrap the wounds and broken bones of other people. That's naturally what you want to do. Many of you, not all of you, of course. There's plenty of you who wouldn't be caught dead doing such a thing. But there is a sacrificial element to it. And if you're there, Virgo, you're not helping yourself. You're not helping the other person. Flat out. You're just not. So there's no real advice. This is just matter of fact. You have a very matter of fact reading. There's no like, well, and then if you do this, then maybe that. Nope. That's just what you're doing. And if it's not you, it's the other person. Or if it's not you, it's just somewhere in your vicinity. So this could be someone in the peripheral looking at you, Virgo, going, oh my God, I feel so sorry for Virgo. I want to help him or her, but and they're not helping you. If they see like you're kind of struggling along and you're trying to get to your happy place, you're trying to see yourself, trying to uplift yourself and get to a better job, a stable future, and they're just like, oh, look at my friend Virgo over there. Oh, I feel so bad for her. God, she's been looking for a better job for like the past year. Wow. Like, what does your kind words do for me, Becky? Shut up. Act and help me. So if someone is not acting, like I said, just to show you the card again in upright, she's not calling that guy a cab. She's not going over to the other side of the bar and sitting and talking with him. She's just standing there watching him. What good does that do anybody to just stand there and watch someone wallow in despair? Or withstand, if this is, see, because this comes underneath your conflict card or your kerfuffle card, right? So you could be fighting about that. You could be screaming to somebody, listen, I watch you come home every day. All you do is you get on the computer and you da-da-da-da-da and you never talk to me and you're just wasting your life and you or someone is yelling this at you. And it's just like, what's the point in that? You just constantly nag someone about their behavior. You nag someone and you tell someone it's not cool to watch you be a lazy loaf. It's not cool to sit back and watch you throw away your life. Not constructive. Just not constructive. Petty fights. Fights that can be avoided. disagreements and hardships that don't have to be engaged, don't have to even exist, but they do. You can continue to do them if you like. Like I said, there is no advice here, unfortunately, for you in this reading. There's not a lot of advice. It really is a lot of, here's your snapshot. This is what's going on with you. Oh, well, your outcome, which now that we've come here, now I'm like, oh yeah, whatever I said at the beginning, I was not thrilled to see this. I'm not thrilled to see it at all for you, but it's always here for a reason. The Tower in your outcome. So, bing, bang, bing, bang, boom. I don't know why I said it that way. Boom, boom, boom is what I meant to say. Boom, boom, boom. The top of that tower is being lit up. Airstrikes, okay? It's a tough outcome for you in February, Virgo. You're not going to like it. It's going to be a little bit of a shakeup, okay? To the foundations, to what you know, to what you can predict. You know, your day-to-day might change, or something very stable in your life might become a little unstable, or might, you know, be thrown off kilter in some type of way. Might be painful, might be upsetting, might be saddening, might make you angry, whatever it is. I'm telling you, it's meant to be this way. In some cases, we were talking heavily about a relationship. In some cases, this is the breakup. Not for many of you, but maybe for a few. This is the breakup. You know? In other cases, it's not a breakup, but it is still a shakeup. A wake-up call for you, for your partner, for both of you. I don't know. And it has to be. Maybe this is the point where the angel now goes, you know what? I don't know. I'm just going to step back and let you guys figure it out for yourselves. Or maybe the angel's like, you know what? You guys aren't really moving forward. You're not really helping each other. Let me go ahead and introduce this little bit of drama or this little bit of trauma into your life, and then we'll see what happens after the dust settles. So there's just this, I'm getting like an implosion, not an explosion, but an implosion, like a little something that a switch goes off with someone, or there's a straw that breaks someone's back, and after that, who knows what's going to happen. Like I said, you got to wait until the dust settles. And the caveat to it, or the upswing to it, the silver lining is, it's not going to break you. It's not going to break the other person. It's not going to destroy, completely level and demolish a situation. Because unlike the other tarot cards, or excuse me, the other tarot decks, the Tower card is often depicted as a castle, a building, a man-made structure, which can be leveled easily. Easily. Any man-made structure can be leveled easily, right? This particular tower is attached to, or has been built out of, a huge, huge tree. Those are definitely harder to destroy when you think about it. You know, aside from, like, I mean, unless you take like a huge saw to it, or, you know, whatever. But as far as like a lightning strike, it takes a long time, which is basically what's being depicted here. Being struck from the top. It would take a long time for the roots down at the bottom of the card to be affected by something that's happened at the top of the tree. So, not a complete demolition in some cases. So what do I mean? For those where I said it's a breakup, yeah, you might break up. Maybe it's a temporary breakup. Maybe it's a trial. You know, I need some time by myself. You need some time to think on your things. Let's see each other in a few weeks, in a few months, something like that. Or it could be a breakup, and that could be the end of your relationship, but it's not the end of your love life, okay? So you may have thought, I'm going to marry this person, or you may have thought, I've been married with this person for 28 years. Get a divorce, or you start to separate, and you're like, holy shit, is my life over? No. You'll find happiness and contentment and love and affection elsewhere. It will not happen the next day. And if it does happen the next day, you should probably see a therapist. Because I think that's unhealthy. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, no matter what situation we're talking about for you, Virgo, the foundation, the deep, deep root of it is not going to be destroyed. It's not going to fade away or be blown to bits. It's going to be all right. Oh, wow. Wow. Overall, you've got the Queen of Swords. Now, the reason I said wow, wow, is because the Queen of Swords in most other tarot decks, not just the Rider-Waite deck, the Queen of Swords is usually shown as a very defensive queen. She looks pretty damn badass. She looks like she's about to cut your throat. She looks like she means business. This queen, Queen of Swords, is a lot more docile, a lot more ladylike, if I'm honest. You know, if we want to think of it that way, she's a little bit more. And that sword is down, right? So she's not defensive. She's not ready to strike. And she's being lifted up out of that chair, right? She's grabbing onto the hand of someone. So she's leaving her station, or she's not as intense as she is in the other depictions. And so that is important. That's being highlighted to me. So there's something about kind of dropping the demeanor, or dropping the tough guy or the tough girl act and softening up. Ooh, is that it? Okay, so think about it this way. Let's say this is a queen. Let's say this was a young appointed queen, like she just got on that throne like a little while ago. Or even, you know, a long time ago. Maybe she's been a queen since she was a kid. Something like that. And she's never experienced something. Maybe she's getting up to dance, and she's never danced in her royal court before. Something like that. There is this idea that there's a role, a place that you have been in, Virgo, that you've adhered to. Is it the commitment thing? That you've kind of convinced yourself, this is who I am, this is what I am, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do. And you're being invited, much like this girl is being invited, to get up away from that thing that you're used to, or get up away from that thing that you've committed yourself to, that you've convinced yourself is the only way you can be in this world. Dropping this expectation, dropping convention in some cases, convention. And maybe that goes back, oh wow, and that's the other thing. So in some interpretations, I don't say it often, but it is definitely something she's associated with. The Queen of Swords is often called the divorcee queen. Her and the King of Swords, they used to be married, not no more. So, and I did mention that for some of you, it could mean that you're stepping away from a marriage. You're so used to being married to Harry, to John, to Lisa, to Samantha, to, you know, Guadalupe, whoever. But now you're about ready, or there is this desire, or there is this suggestion or pulling. Someone is inviting you, not necessarily a person, it could just be the energy. It could be the universe is inviting you out from that marriage and saying, look, you are more than so-and-so's wife. You're more than a queen that has to sit on a throne brandishing a sword. You can put your sword down. You can relax. You don't have to be so intense. So there's this idea for you, Virgo, of stepping out of what you are used to. And it could be for someone else. It doesn't have to be for you. But stepping out of what is known, what is understood, what has been adhered to, and trying something new. Okay? Alright, Virgo, that is your reading for February 2019. If you liked it, there is a like button down below. Go ahead and hit that. That would be amazing. There's also a comment section down there. Leave a comment. Let me read it. That would be amazing. There's also a share button. If you want to share this across your social media platforms, you want to tell people on Twitter, hey, this is this reader and I watch her and she's really cool, that would be amazing. And the most amazing thing that you could absolutely do for me, Virgo, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. If you want to keep seeing my content, hit the subscribe button. There's a little notification bell. You click it every time I post a video, which will be once a month for the general readings, and then eventually, hopefully, I'm going to introduce some new content. You will see it immediately in your YouTube feed, okay? Alright, guys. I will be back in about 3 or 4 weeks' time when I do your March readings. I thank you so, so, so much for watching up until this point. Take care. Bye.